Well, it's difficult to imagine the loneliness and the fears that a person must endure after learning that he or she has cancer. Well, our next guest can understand those feelings because she has experienced them firsthand. Her name is Lois Thomi, and she has since been cured of cancer. She now spends a good portion of her time comforting others who have the disease. And Lois is also a founder of Victory in the Valley, a local support group for cancer patients and their families. And she's here today to tell us more about that. Welcome again, Lois.
Thank you.
It wasn't too long ago that you were here telling us that you had just purchased the lodge for Victory in the Valley. How have things progressed since then?
They've been going real good. We're getting a lot of cancer patients in, more every week.
And just kind of to recap, the idea behind Victory in the Valley is for patients who either live somewhere in Kansas or around here who must come to Wichita for treatment.
Right.
Are enabled to stay at the lodge.
That's right. It is, most of the people are from out of Wichita, but in the state of Kansas. And we are offering a low price in lodging. It's really a unique idea. As far as we know, there's no other facility like this in the United States. It's a beautiful apartments, really, and they can sleep from 4 to 6 people. And we try to offer them to the cancer patients at a low rate, those who have to come in for outpatient treatment. And we also have some of the families staying with us. We have a cancer support group that meets there every week, and so and volunteers that deal with the people and help in any way we can. We offer free transportation to the hospitals and to the doctor's offices for the people. And this is, Victory in the Valley is actually a nonprofit, tax-exempt organization. So we are trying to absorb the cost by donations, contributions from businesses and other people throughout the state.
Help is always needed in that regard.
Right. That's a big thing right now. We will not turn anyone away, and there are a lot of poorer people who have cancer. And some of them recently, before we started, were sleeping in cars. Many people were foregoing the treatment, going back home, and just letting it go because they could not afford the housing and the food that they would have to have here. But since this is an apartment, they can do their own cooking, they can have family members with them, and it's inexpensive for them.
Now, in addition to providing the lodging, which of course, as you mentioned, is very important because some people were disregarding the treatment simply because they didn't have that. But in addition to that, the dealing with the person and the family of the people who have cancer is a very important part of it. You yourself have experienced cancer from a first-hand basis, and so you, I'm sure, are quite able to talk with them about the fears that they have facing this disease.
When you first are told that you have cancer, it's just a really hard thing to deal with. It's almost like your mind goes blank and you're sort of in shock. And you have to deal not only with the physical part of the treatments and so forth, but you have to deal with the emotional struggles that you have. And when I first was told I had cancer, I thought everyone that got cancer died, and that was just it. And so a person has to work through all of these fears, and there's the family suffers. Each member of the family is affected a different way. And so there are a lot of emotional things. It's another world when you're told you have cancer.
Do you see most often that it's more quickly accepted by the person who has cancer or by his or her family members?
It varies according to the person. One thing that we really have discovered is that the whole family protects each other. And so that's why our group is really important and has been successful, because they need to talk to an outsider where they can just really say what they feel. And usually the patient will try to protect the spouse will try to protect the patient, and just being very candid with someone about their feelings is real good.
Victory in the Valley, again, is enjoying its first summer of operation, and always, as we mentioned, are in the need for funding. Where, Lois, would someone who was interested in contributing contact you or your organization?
Yeah, Post Office Box 2210 is the box for Victory in the Valley Lodge. And there are no gifts too small and certainly none too large. And since we are tax exempt, we will send a receipt for that.
Well, best of luck the rest of the summer months, and hopefully everything will continue along the successful road. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Still to come, we'll have more with Kaleidoscope, so stay with us.